Welcome to Detroit Prepping. Today I'm going to talk about politics. Now, I am a staunch, non-partisan system supporter. Partisan politics was the beginning and will be the end of a beautiful experiment in all of us taking care of ourselves. I don't know any simpler terms to use. See, our governmental system as it is the most far from anticipated end result when this experiment began. Now, I don't understand why any man, woman, or child, for that matter, would care whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, regardless of your political affiliation. These things are true. Overtaxing. I could make a whole video about this, and it may be truly the bulk of this video. Because a single man in the United States of America, more specifically in the state of Michigan, even more specifically in the city of Detroit, will be expected to pay, in my situation, 24% of his income to the federal government. 4.25% of my income to the state government. And just to make sure, 2.4% of that income will also go to the city of Detroit. Now, I've paid my taxes finally. What do I do with the rest of this money I have? Which, keep in mind, is only about 69% of what I started with. Well, I get to buy insurance, which is a tax. Now, the way the insurance in Michigan works is the lower your income by location, the higher your insurance rate. There are people in the city of Detroit who earn approximately $17,000 a year and are expected to pay in car insurance over $15,000. Now, I'm not talking about full coverage for a Porsche 911. No, I'm talking about insurance for a 1987 S10 pickup truck with a 4-cylinder engine. I'd say even if this truck was in mint condition, it would have a value of no more than $2,000. You mean to tell me $17,000 a year translate to $2,000 left over, translated to $2,000 left over, is enough to survive? I mean, once I've paid for this high-priced insurance, which absolutely covers nothing, in reality, I have to buy gas for the vehicle. I pay a tax on that gas. Now keep in mind, I'm paying all these additional taxes with money that has already been taxed. at approximately 30% before I ever received it. Now, after I pay tax on the gas I put in this vehicle, I need to buy a hammer to fix my house. I pay a tax. I need the nail to repair my home. I purchase a box of nails. I pay a tax. I purchase my home. Cash. 7 months later, they send me a bill for tax. Now, I've already given them income tax. Now they need property tax. Big business. You know, they build a $300 million stadium downtown in one of the poorest cities in Michigan for sure. I bet we give the world a run for its money. But after they've collected the taxes from the poorest people in Michigan, they decide of that 300 million, maybe we'll help them out with 60%. Now this is on a stadium whose yearly revenues probably exceed 19, 20, 30 million a year. Now, they've taken my tax money and donated it to a man making probably billions a year by now. And if I want to go use the stadium I paid for, well, 60% for, I don't receive a ticket discount. You know, they didn't even bother to send me a thank you letter in the mail. But they do have a $49 ticket for me. And they will also let me be subject to them searching my persons, emptying my contents in front of everyone to see, and at their own discretion turning me away. And no reason is required. I pay for electricity, and on my electric bill there's a tax. I go to the store to buy light bulbs, and I pay a tax. I pay for natural gas to be delivered to my home, and I pay a tax. I bought a new furnace to consume the natural gas I'm purchasing, and I paid a tax. My roof needs to be repaired, so I head to the store. I purchase shingles. I pay a tax. Before I can start repairing my roof, I need to go to the city and obtain a permit, which is another tax. See, the taxations put upon the average person in America, whether that's big city, rural, country, it's unsustainable. No man can work 60 years and end up dying in debt without somebody starting to ask questions. See, I never understood how a person could make $17,000 a year, go to Congress, House of Representatives, and within 2 years, be worth an estimated $2.5 million. Now, I have heard the replies of a few, and it went a little something like, hey, I'm a really good investor. Well, that may be true. I doubt it, but it may be true. Why wouldn't you share this information with your constituents? Why wouldn't you share this information with the people living in the poorest cities that you represent? Well, I know why. Because if you don't have the poor to steal from, you'll have no one to steal from. The problem with stealing is it becomes an obsession. And at a point, there'll be nothing else to steal. Then what do you do? I wish I had the answer to that question. But I do know it is a problem. See, I don't need somebody to sit up in an air-conditioned chamber and think up shit for me to pay for. You know, I have family members that need a 50-pound bag of rice. You know, we're sending aid around the world, but they won't send any aid to the cities that voted them into office. It's always a humanitarian crisis outside of the border. Inside the border, it's laziness. It's a horrible thing. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you come back to my channel. And if nothing else, I hope you have a good day.